Okay, this video I'm going to be talking about the fugly fish. It's supposed to be a butterfly fish, but it turned out to be something else. It looks a little bit weird. I know. I tried. Okay. It's not gonna be that great, but in game I'm going to show in game first, and I think it looks better. It looks different. It's a different kind of fish, alright? Looks cool, man. Yeah, wow. Crowd goes well. Now let's see what I got here. Let's do a demo quick and just see what the fugly fish looks like. And then I'll just go through the process again. I'm going to show the different tools. Come on, man. You can do it, man. So, should be spawning in a second here. They're going to be in a school. They're supposed to be butterfly fish, but they're really fugly. Really fugly. Getting some hiccups. Oh, here we go. Here's a bit of them. Oh, it's getting stutter. Okay, let's see. Oh, here they are, right here. The greatest demo in the world. Yeah, you can see nothing. That's supposed to be one of them. This is the worst demo ever. Come on, guys, where are you? Come over here, guys. Don't swim away. No, they're swimming away. Come on, stick with me. Okay, here we go. Got something there, right? So there, you can see something. You can hear something. They're moving a bit. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see a little bit. Squint. You can see I'm moving. Okay, cool. So let's quickly go through the tools. See what I did. Is this thing on? No. It's a cat. Stupid cat. Where was I? Zbrush. This is where I started. I started with the sphere. Just adjust here a little bit. Comfortability. So, what was this? This was a sphere. Looks like not a sphere. I'm just gonna see how did this progress. You can Google a butterfly fish, you know, and see what I was trying to hit. I missed. Yeah, I'm gonna say a lot. So a little bit more progress. Let's jump ahead. Yay, we have something here. This is the world's ugliest fish. Looks really weird. I know, it's a weird looking fish though. You get so many different kinds. The type I was going for was supposed to be really awesome. And he was supposed to be the bestest looking fish in the whole world. And everyone was gonna bow down to the fish and be like, wow. The awesomest fish. No, seriously, don't know. Could have done it better, man. You could have done it better, man. Okay, so this is what I got. This was then exported to Maya. I'm gonna close this up. See what we have here. Imported into Maya. So what is this here? 1,400 birds, 2,900. Where are my faces, man? 1,400 polys about, I reckon. Yeah, so it's under the 2K budget, I think. And then let's see some progress, man. Let's see, what did I do here? So the idea was this guy was going to come in as a static mesh so that I can get a lot of him, because I want him to flock, and I was using the instant static mesh for that. Instant static mesh component. Let's jump ahead. Okay, we'll jump here. Let's just see what happens here. Oh no, I showed the texture. I didn't want to show the horrible texture yet. Okay. Damn. So here I did the UV mapping. I was using roadkill, so you can see what I did here. Just straight to the face out. I can probably just quickly stick a texture on here and see what it looks like. Spoil the whole demo, damn it. So that's it. That's what it looks like. Yeah, the world's best textures you've ever seen. Never seen textures better than this. UV maps better than this. Not. So okay, so the point I was rambling on about I want to bring this guy into Unreal Engine as a static mesh, but I wanted morph targets. It's a little bit tricky, get that working. It's a little bit tricky, man. That's the wrong thing. Stop clicking stuff. Focus. Focus of the mongoose. That's not right. So I wanted him to have morph targets, but to get that onto Unreal Engine is a bit tricky. So I had to use the script once again from Mike Mc3, Mike Waterworth, who stole it from, sorry, who rewrote it into Mel script from 3ds Max script originally done by Jonathan Lindquist at Epic Games. Awesome, thank you guys. If it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't have been able to get this guy in the game. And I really love Maya. I love Maya. So the idea is now I was using a bend deformer here, a wave deformer, and you can see the values here that I was using, and then I was just simply playing with the offset, and you can see the idea I was going for. Looks wavy, man. It's a wavy fish. Looks cool, man. It's the best fish ever, man. Yeah. Suck kind of thing. So I created 2 blend shapes. The first was at offset 0 and then 1, and then it produced these guys here. So that's 0 and then 1. And these guys were then packed into UV sets using that script from my good friend Mike Waterworth. I actually don't know him. Sorry Mike, my bad. Maybe one day. Stop showing the texture, damn it. So that script then goes and packs those morph targets into different UV sets. See if I can show them. It's a little bit tricky. Just scroll up here. So that one's blank. That's great. Whoa. Okay, all right. Because there's no rotation on those axes. It projects the vertices change from the original mesh onto the axis. So I'm hoping this guy's blank. Whoa, that's weird. Okay, I didn't expect that guy to be weird. Should have done this before. Okay. That's really weird. Then I don't even know how this is working. This is like way cooler than I thought it was. So it's supposed to be projecting the vertices X, Y, and Z onto these UV sets, and I'm only morphing into what, 2 directions. Oh, right. I'm not morphing on the I'm not morphing on the 3rd direction. Okay. So it's recording those as lines. That's really weird. Okay. This then gets created as I then created these level of detail groups, and then exported that or imported that into Unreal Engine. But the first thing I want to just quickly show is the Substance Painter stuff. So here's my fugly fish. It is the most fugly you've ever seen. It's the best fugly. And I used my normal process here, started with the fill, gave him some stuff there, color, and then layered in some scales so he looks scaly. And I'm always obviously playing with levels here just to blend it in, and then a bit more, no idea what this is. What is this? Oh, some more leather. Okay, so he's leathery, and then he's got some spots going on. This was a smart material I dropped in here. This is actually called machinery. This is all from Substance Painter. You get it with the I'm using the UE4 subscription. And then finally I just whacked in some colors here by painting with my awesome Wacom tablet, my awesome painting skills, and it looks really like poo, but it's cool, it's in. And then finally you can just see me layering more and more spots, and here I'm using a mask to get this yellow splotches in here, and then some blue. He just keeps getting uglier. And there's some black. Alrighty, some black too, because some of them have these weird. This guy was literally shot by a paintball gun. He was not actually created by me. Shot him with a paintball gun. That's Substance Painter. Those textures were then exported and imported into Unreal Engine. So I'm going to jump out of Maya. This is just the base color here. Let's quickly take a look, man. See what it's all about. Come on, son. Tryfish. It's supposed to be a butterfly fish, but I decided on tryfish because it's cool. It's not really, I don't know, whatever. And it's going to be black here because Okay, he had to go somewhere, the little dog. Because why? Because what? The material is using those UV sets to produce the morph targets using a special material that you get from the Unreal Engine documentation that explains how to do this. I've parented this guy, so let's just quickly take a look. I've done this before for this silver flock. It's the same. I just created a material instance from this for the trifish or the fugly fish or the supposed to be butterfly fish. He's got many names, but he's been shot by a paintball gun. So it uses the static mesh morph targets node to morph between those targets. And then I've included a linear sine wave so it can bounce between the two. And then important, I'm using the per instance random here to offset the original, I'm gonna say original time where it starts, so that if you have a lot of these instant static meshes, they're gonna start at a little bit of a different place, so not all look morph exactly the same or animate exactly the same. And I'm also using this to perform a hue shift, hue shift using the base color texture that I've provided. So in the material editor it looks like poop, but also there's a small problem here. His eyes aren't actually morphing. Look at that, look at that, look at those eyes. They're not going anywhere, man. Those eyes are not going anywhere. They're just static. Why? Because I did not put the same material on the eyes. That's my bad, my bad, my bad. Instead, just using a low res texture here that has nothing set, and then obviously the level of detail from level of detail 2 should be using that lower level texture. So from LOD 1, if I just hop out here, he's still blubbering around. His eye's not going anywhere. And then on 2, he's just static. Now this guy's been created by the environment spawner, or the critter environment spawner, which I explained in the previous video, so I'm not going to go through that. But this is then of course the end result. Whoa, what are you doing, dude? Come on, man. Oh. Where am I? What the crabs? Which is then spawning these flocks using the instance static mesh component. There's some flying crabs, they're actually falling. Where's the fish, man? Where's the fish? There we go. I think, and they're much smaller flocks. But yeah, that's what you see here. That's the video! Thanks for watching.